If you're over 60, this might be the most important health message you hear all week. You're not just getting older because of time. You're aging faster because of what you do every single day without even realizing it. Tiny habits, quiet routines, things you think are normal, like sitting too long, skipping lunch, or staying too busy to rest, are quietly telling your brain and your body to break down faster. Not in 10 years, not someday, right now. Science shows that your daily patterns can either slow down aging or make your heart, your joints, your brain, and even your immune system fall apart faster than they should. And the worst part? Most people don't even know they're doing it until it's too late. But the good news is, you can change course. In this video, we'll uncover 5 hidden habits that silently speed up aging, and how to reverse them, starting today. Let's begin. If you are listening today, imagine your life as a grand old tree standing in the middle of a field. The rings inside its trunk mark the years, but what truly keeps the tree alive are the invisible forces: water flowing up from the roots, sunlight filtering through the leaves, the gentle give and take of wind. We are no different. Our bodies and minds rely on quiet rhythms, silent rivers of nourishment, and steady connections that let us bend instead of break. When those forces fade, the tree still stands, yet it weakens from the inside out. That is how aging sneaks up on us. Let us walk together through 5 hidden forces that decide whether we grow stronger rings each season or hollow out before our time. First, picture the daily drumbeat of stress and rest, just like daylight and darkness. Many older adults, especially in retirement, replace a 9-to-5 job with an endless list of favors for family, church, or community. Mark, a retired business owner from Ohio, thought he had left his fast-paced office behind, yet found himself driving grandchildren to soccer at sunrise and chairing charity events at dusk. One afternoon, chest pain stopped him mid-sentence. Doctors called it a warning, not a full-blown attack. Mark realized he had traded one kind of hurry for another. He began scheduling 2 rest blocks every day, a 15-minute window after breakfast to sit by the window with no phone, and a second block before dinner to breathe slowly and watch the sky change color. At first it felt useless, but within weeks his sleep deepened, his mood lightened, and the tightness in his chest faded. The takeaway is simple. Recovery is not laziness. It is maintenance. Your heart, nerves, and immune cells repair themselves only when the inner engines idle. Build small islands of stillness into the busiest tide, and you lengthen the life of the whole shoreline. Next comes the river beneath the soil, hydration. Many of us sip coffee, nurse a single bottle of water, and assume thirst will remind us when we need more. Linda, a 72-year-old former librarian in Arizona, felt foggy by midday and chalked it up to senior moments. During a routine wellness class, a dietitian asked everyone to record fluid intake. Linda discovered she was drinking barely half a gallon in the desert heat. She set a tall pitcher on the kitchen counter each morning, flavored the water with lemon, and promised herself the pitcher would be empty by dusk. She added a pinch of natural salt to keep the water inside her cells instead of rushing straight out. Within a month, her joints ached less, her afternoon naps grew shorter, and the brain haze lifted. Water is more than a beverage. It is the medium through which every cell does its work. Dehydration makes the blood thicker, slows nutrients, and dulls the spark in your brain. Keep a visible container, refill it before it empties, and your entire landscape becomes greener. Let us move from water to muscle, the living armor that protects bone, balance, and metabolism. Too often we treat muscle like a cosmetic extra, nice for athletes, optional for elders. Yet muscle is our largest endocrine organ, sending anti-inflammatory messages throughout the body. When Linda's friend Arthur, a longtime accountant from Michigan, slipped on an icy sidewalk, his doctor said the real issue was not the fall, but the silent wasting of unused muscle. Arthur began a coffee timer routine. While the drip pot gurgled each morning, he did chair squats, wall push-ups, and gentle rows with a resistance band anchored to a door. The set lasted the length of a brew cycle, about 10 minutes. 3 months later, Arthur's balance test improved, his trousers fit better, and climbing stairs felt less like scaling a mountain. Strength is not about lifting heavy weights, it is about recruiting the fibers you already own. Tie movement to a daily cue, boiling water, television commercials, the ring of the oven timer, and the habit takes root without drama. Remember, a body that can rise easily from a chair will also pump blood, regulate sugar, and clear waste more efficiently. Now we reach the branches, our brain and our bonds. Social ties and mental challenges intertwine like vines, each nourishing the other. The Johnsons, a couple married for 50 years in North Carolina, noticed evenings had become quiet zones. Separate screens, separate scrolls, separate sighs. They decided to replace passive scrolling with active play. Each morning they tackled a word puzzle together, then spent 15 minutes on a language app preparing for a future trip. On Thursdays, they volunteered at the community garden, sharing stories with neighbors while their hands stirred soil. Over time, their laughter returned, and their doctor remarked on steadier blood pressure and sharper memory scores. Isolation, even when surrounded by virtual noise, tricks the nervous system into panic. Conversation, teamwork, and learning keep neural pathways flexible, like fresh paths through a forest. Seek 2 real interactions and 2 group activities each week. Invite a neighbor for tea, join a walking club, teach a child a skill you love. Engagement is the fertilizer of cognition. Finally, the taproot that anchors everything: purpose. Without a reason to rise, the finest nutrition and the best exercise become chores. Ray, a widowed veteran in Texas turning 70, felt his days blending into one long afternoon. One night, watching a local art show, he remembered sketching during basic training to calm his nerves. The next morning, he opened an old box of charcoal and began again. Weeks later, he organized a small exhibit at the senior center, donating proceeds to the children's hospital. Ray's posture straightened, his voice carried farther, and his calendar filled with workshop requests. Purpose does not require grand fame. It needs 2 elements: something you love to do, and someone or something that benefits. Write down 3 small joys you wish to share: reading to first graders, repairing bicycles, planting native flowers. Pin the list where you brush your teeth. Each time you check an item, your body senses direction and mobilizes energy toward it. As we step back from these stories, notice the common thread: small, deliberate actions that restore natural rhythms, feed living tissues, strengthen the frame, connect minds, and light the inner compass. Aging is not a cliff we tumble over, it is a trail we travel. The slope grows steeper when we neglect these forces, yet it can flatten when we honor them. Treat rest as medicine, water as nourishment, muscle as investment, conversation as therapy, and purpose as the guiding star. Your rings will keep growing, dense and resilient, no matter how many seasons pass. So before today ends, choose 1 tiny habit: a glass of lemon water, 10 mindful breaths, 3 gentle squats, a phone call to a friend, or a page of a newfound hobby. Plant that seed, and let tomorrow's ring be stronger than today's. So now, the choice is yours. You can keep letting these small, silent habits chip away at your health. Or you can take just 1 small step, today, to grow stronger, brighter, and more alive with every passing year. Remember, aging is not the enemy. Neglect is. If this message spoke to you, if something in these stories reminded you of yourself or someone you love, then don't keep it to yourself. Tap. Subscribe to join our growing community here at Elderly Healthcare. We share weekly insights to help you stay sharp, strong, and connected as you age, with grace, purpose, and power. And before you go, we'd love to hear from you. Which habit from today's video surprised you the most? What small change are you ready to make in your daily life?